Ah, our lucky day. We find ourselves here in beautiful, rainy, cold Elmhurst, Illinois. And we find a Mohawk Maiden, Gunna Lee. And I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Sounds good.
Well, what is your full name?
Christina Marie Zezelak. I have a friend with me.
Yes, she's got a friend. And where do you call home?
Naperville, Illinois.
Okay.
It's about 45 minutes south from here.
Okay, near Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just
Correct.
south of Chicago. Okay, that's for the people in the rest of the world. And what has been your favorite accomplishment?
Wow. It's a good question. I have really enjoyed, so for the past 10 years, I've had 3 different positions, leadership positions, as president of organizations. So one of those was Best Buddies, which is a special needs organization, and basically it pairs up people with special needs and without special needs. And they create these friendships because it's hard for people with special needs to have friendships. So I did that in high school for 2 years, and it was very successful, and I loved it a lot. And so that was my first president opportunity. And then in college, I had a campus ministry that I was involved in. It was like a Bible study, and I was in charge of that for a year. And then in my second college, I was a president of the gospel choir for a year, and that was really fun also. So I was really, I felt it was very successful, and I just loved doing it. I love leading, which I guess goes with the name, Gunna Lee.
That's incredible, because the reason, a big reason for this entire documentary is to show the world that us Indians are not just ignorant savages sitting around a campfire waiting to attack your wagons in a circle. Well, what has been the greatest moment of your life?
Wow, that's a great question. I would definitely say, I mean, there's lots of events I could probably point to, but my number one is that, I should probably preface it a little bit by saying I grew up in a Christian home, but I would say that it wasn't really a part of who I am. It was just like something I did. It was something that, you go to church, but when I was 18, Jesus became my life, and I became a born-again Christian, a new creation in Christ. And so when that happened, my entire life changed, and everything about how I lived my life changed, and that made all the difference in the world. And I would say that that was the best thing that ever happened in my life. That and bringing somebody to Christ. That was my one friend that was very much in bondage and just going through a lot of sexual addiction, and I was just able to share the truth with him, and together, out of his own just desire to change, I saw him go through that same experience, and that was incredible. So
wow. Now this is optional. What has been the worst moment of your life?
The worst moment of my life was 2007, after my grandmother passed away, who is the Native American side, and my mom was pregnant with my sister, and I was about 14, and I was a part of a choir tour, and we were going to go to Poland and Czechoslovakia, and for some reason my passport did not come in. Like, I had it prepared months ahead of time that it was supposed to come in before, and when the Monday came around, we were supposed to leave on Sunday, and that passport showed up on Monday, and I was crushed, and I was saying, God, why did this happen? This doesn't, I was so excited, it doesn't make any sense. And a week later, when we would have came back, so my sister was born, and she died within that entire week. And she was premature. She was 1 pound and 3 ounces. And at first, when she first was born, I said, oh, this is why I wasn't going to go, because I'm supposed to see her and love her and experience her. But then I realized later on that when she died, my dad came in. I was at youth group, and he pulled me aside, and he told me, and my face just went from like, hi, Dad, to sobbing. Just, the worst pain I've ever felt. And then we, proceeded to give her a funeral and whatnot. But honestly, through that hard time, God was showing me that he was in control, and if I would have been on that trip, I would have missed the entire thing. And I'm just so thankful that I didn't miss that. No trip to Poland or anywhere in the world would have been worth spending time with her.
Wow. I'm about to blubber like an idiot here. And what piece of advice are you going to have for all of us poor other creatures on Mother Earth?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say that we tend to be a culture where we have lots of beliefs in our mind. And that's great. We believe, we might believe that there's a God, or we might believe in, fill in the blank, I'm sorry. But if it's not affecting your heart, if it's not affecting your hands, it's not affecting your life, the way that you think, the way that you interact with the world around you, I would say that it's meaningless. And I don't want that to be offensive to people, but I want people to really, if you're a Christian, then I want you to come to God and to desire Him with all of your heart, and to be on your face, and to seek Him with your whole heart. And because that's where my life has been completely transformed, is by just being in the presence of God.
Now, how do you feel about being Native?
I love being Native. When finding out, I wish that my grandma would have been able to find out like we did, but she died 9 years ago, and I know that she would have been so happy, so thankful. But now that we get to experience this privilege and this blessing, I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I also know where I get my cheeks from, because I got them from my great-grandma and my great-great-grandma, and I'm so happy because I always just thought, where do these cheeks come from? But now I know, and now I'm very proud of them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.